Start your day the joyful way. It's your weekday morning talk show inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes. And now here's your host, the queen of joy herself, Jessica Dugas. Today's hump day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It is February 23rd, 2022. And I have shared that I am sharing my office with my husband right now, and he's doing inappropriate things behind the camera. The moments you should be thankful the camera is facing this direction this morning. How's everybody doing today? I would love for you to head over to the comment section. Don't just say hello, but let us know where you're joining from. And of course, what is bringing you joy today. And if you would like to share what is bringing you joy live on air, just head over to projectjoypodcast.com and click the join live button to share a moment of joy or gratitude live on air today with me here on the show. So, I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I'm trying to wake up this morning. You know what happened last night? So I woke up at 3:15 in the morning. 3:15 in the morning, and wide awake, like witching hour, you guys. Wide awake. Like, and I laid there and I was doing some self Reiki. I was doing some guided meditation. I was doing like, I grabbed my essential oils. It was like something was going, just be awake. So I actually knocked out something that I was behind on getting done. And then I started feeling the tired, like probably about 4:30-ish. And I was like, this is great. My husband's alarm is going to go off in 45 minutes. And I'm sitting here wide awake, right? So I need to, Lord, I did fall back asleep. I ended up falling back asleep and for a little bit, but not obviously for very long. I remember hearing my husband rustling around to wake up, and then I woke up right before my alarm went off. Came in here, got dressed and everything, came in here, and here we are. And I'm sitting here, and then I got caught up with messages and everything else this morning. It has been crazy today. Craziness going on. It is pouring rain again here in Alabama. We had storms all night last night. It is 45 degrees in Florence right now. Going to be a high of 61 today. Let's see what it is in my friend's neck of the woods. 49. It is 4 degrees warmer in Groton, Connecticut than it is here in Florence, Alabama. 28 degrees in Toronto, 75 today in Nairobi, Kenya, 30 degrees in Iceland, 47 degrees in Scotland, and 75 again with the same temperature in Miami as it is in Kenya. So Kenya and Miami share their temperature. It seems like every single day that I've started flipping through all the temperatures. But let me see. So 75 in Nairobi, and it's going to storm tonight in Kenya, but and it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 79 today in Miami, Florida. So it's going to be raining here. I don't know that I'll be going out, but I had a packed schedule today, like wake till tonight, packed schedule, but 2 of my meetings just got changed. So that was like God going, girl, did you look at your calendar? Do you need a rest? Did you not sleep well last night? Here you go. That's how that's working out right now. Let's go head over to the comment section and see who's joining us this morning. We have Angelique joining us from Miami, Florida. That 75-degree weather we were just talking about, bright and sunny sunshine there. We have Anne Marie joining us this morning. Good morning, Anne Marie. Jason is here this morning saying, everyone is bringing me joy. I love that, Jason. I love it. Angelique is saying a good morning back to Anne Marie, joining from Miami. And my hubby's day off is bringing me joy. Angelique says, I love that. I know that your hubby works a lot. Like my hubby works a lot, and a day off is good. A day off is good. I need to add Michigan to my weather roundup here, because since you join us so often here, Judith, which town, Lake Orion, should I do? Which town should I do in Michigan? Oh, it says 20. Look at, she said 23 in flurries. Look at the little snow falling in the background there. Look how cute. Okay, I'm adding that one. There we go. Oh, and we have to add Arizona as well. Raining and 51 today in Arizona. Which part of Arizona do I need to add? Let me know. And I will add that as well to my roundup, because I have to listen. If I am here and sharing the news with you guys, I got to tell you the weather so you know what to do. You know what to do, because I know Mr. Jackson half the time joins us from the bed in the morning. He is just opening his eyes before he has put his lashes on for the day. And he doesn't know what it's doing outside. So I am here to help. I'm here to give you the date. I'm trying to keep you on track with the date and now the weather, because it's important to know what to wear when you go outside. So 75 and partly cloudy today, sir, in Miami, Florida, just in case you needed to know that for your day off. Good. That's what I put in, Lake Orion. And I always question myself. Every time I do that, I question myself. Is it Orion or Orion? I always say Orion, but I could be wrong. And I never remember what I say the time before. So it just doesn't matter. What is bringing me joy this morning? A couple different things. So first of all, last night, we had an incredible episode of My Way with Lauren Boconfuso. She's such the sweetest person, you guys. And she got on the call last night and she was like, I don't feel well. She had been feeling pretty rough the whole day. And she was like, I was hoping I would feel better by tonight. But she's like, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to put my game face on and we're going to do this episode and it's going to be great. And she did such a fantastic job. There were so many moments. If you guys didn't watch My Way last night, you completely missed out. Listen, you guys, My Way is only twice a month. Every other week, you need to check out this episode and get caught up before the next one with Michael Whitehouse in 2 weeks. But Lauren was incredible. She did such a good job. And really, we talked so much about personal empowerment, about faith, about things, and how that all ties into her business and how she does business her way. And the conversation went a completely different direction than I anticipated it to go. And I love when that happens. And that's why, as a host, I don't come up with a set thing that we're going to talk about. I just say, look, I know what you're about. I think you have an incredible story, and we're just going to have a conversation. And those conversations, I feel like, are always divinely guided. They're always led in the way that, not just that it needs to go for the time, but that it needs to go for each person that's watching, and that it needs to go for future watchers as well. I cannot tell you how many times in the last 4 years, almost 4 years of doing the Breakthrough Show and the Breakthrough Show Network, that I've had someone come to me and be like, oh, I just watched this episode from a year and a half ago or 6 months ago or whatever, and I can't believe how timely it is for me right now. And that's part of, I think, the magic of what we've created here. And it's such a cool experience to be a part of that. And so if you missed that episode, definitely go check out My Way last night with Lauren. So good. So good. I'm so happy with the whole thing. And it was wonderful. It really was. Also bringing me joy. So after My Way was finished last night, I decided to get in the kitchen and cook. And I've been doing more cooking from scratch lately. I really had been in quite a pickle, if you will, for some time. With not just not cooking from scratch per se, like, and I mean scratch, like making the homemade sauce and all of that stuff, or I would be either keeping it really simple, like nothing, no extras at all. Like I would literally, air fry some tofu, steam a bag of veggies, and that would be it. Like it would be so simple. And so I've been, on my own health journey and weight loss journey for a while. I'm already down like almost like 40 pounds, something like that. And what I kept thinking to myself, if I just keep it simple, it should be easier for me to do what I need to accomplish, right? But what I'm finding out is that if I take the time and really create something that takes some time and some love, and even if it's a lot of ingredients or a lot of chopping or prep or whatever, that whole process, like I'm so satisfied when I'm done with this creation that I've done in the kitchen, that I have my little serving and I'm good. And it's such a wonderful epiphany for me, because not only am I enjoying super delicious food, I am a master in the kitchen, if I may say so myself. But not only am I enjoying super delicious food, but and nourishing, and I know what's in it because I've literally made it from scratch, and I'm so satisfied when I'm done with not I don't feel like I have to keep going back and filling. So it's this wonderful epiphany that I've had in the kitchen recently. And so I finished the show last night and I went in the kitchen. I put on some old Italian music. We're listening to like O Sole Mio and, That's Amore, and, all of these old Italian songs. And I started to put together a puttanesca sauce, and completely from scratch. Got to really control it with no added salt, sugar, oil, SOS free for those of you who might be SOS free. Um, and it was just a really and it turned out so delicious. If you guys are on my personal Facebook page, it's in my story. You can also see it at our Instagram page, Plant Party of 8. But yeah, it came out beautifully. And I did it was the same process when I made those wontons I shared with you guys yesterday. It was just completely from scratch. It took a long time to stuff all those wontons by hand, but I'll tell you what, I was so joyful and everything about how well it turned out. And I'm really I'm just filled with joy of getting back to my into the kitchen, and also including my kids, reliving a lot of the nostalgia. My daughter last night, when I was dancing and mixing the sauce and sauteing everything in the pan, and my daughter was like, I feel like I'm in some kind of kitchen in Italy or something. And I was like, that's it. That's it. That's what I'm trying to create here, and it really did take me back to Sundays in the kitchen with my granny and our big Italian meals that we would have together, and including us in the kitchen. And it was just great. It really was. And so that's bringing me a lot of joy. And I have one more thing that's bringing me lots of joy today, which I am super excited about, bringing me lots of joy. My episode of the Mompreneurs Raising Kidpreneurs podcast is out, which I'm super thrilled because, Sylvia Tam, we have had on the Breakthrough Show, and she also had a big hand in our event that we had back in December. And I was super thrilled to be the first guest ever on her podcast. And it's a brand new podcast. We talk about unschooling. We talk about being a plant-based family. We talk about how the Breakthrough Show Network was created. We talk about lots of different things. And then it's a snack and chat. So we also have a little snack at the end, and I share about why I'm eating the snack and what's in it and all of that good stuff as well. So it really was a wonderful time. And I thank Sylvia Tam so much for having me as the first guest. I mean, it's such an honor to fulfill that role. So I put the link down in the description for you guys so you can go listen to it on Spotify. If you don't listen on Spotify, it's also on iTunes and Anchor as well. So you just look for the Mompreneurs Raising Kidpreneurs podcast. And it's right down there in the corner and stuff as well. So thank you to Sylvia for having me on the show. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to see, to hear some more episodes that are coming out as well. Oh, and did you guys see like the picture that I showed you there? That is something that she has made from our pictures that we give her for the show. And so now I have that little cartoon of me as well. So that's bringing me joy this morning too. So lots of amazing stuff to talk about today. We have one national holiday to talk about today. We have a Black History segment we're going to do. And of course, we have birthdays. And let me know if there's anything else you guys would like to talk about today on this lovely Wednesday. And also, we have stuff coming up the rest of the week on the Breakthrough Show Network. So we'll be talking about that as well. We're going to take a quick break. If you'd like to join the show, head over and click that join live button so we can get you jumping in on the next segment, and we'll be right back after this. Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every month for exclusive programming, where we invite you to go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Today is Wednesday, Hump Day, February 23rd, 2022. And that means that tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time, we have an all-new episode of Divine DNA with the Jacksons. Though tonight they are doing part 2 of their women's panel on vulnerability and commitment, and are also going to have some business stuff thrown in there as well. So we're excited to catch another episode of that each and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm so excited that the calendar is filling up with incredible shows. This is probably the first week that we've been this busy as a network, and then coming up in March, it's going to be just insane because we have a brand new show. Freedom Starts Now with the amazing Karen Timer, and then also, which you guys will hear the official announcement on that tomorrow. And then we will have the Breakthrough Show coming back on March 4th as well at 12 p.m. Central Time. Super exciting times. Very excited about the direction that we are going as a group, as a network, as hosts. Our viewership and everything is up. I'm so excited to just talk about all of this stuff in our host meeting that's coming up on Friday as well. So I want to talk about our national day today. So today is National Banana Bread Day. Who likes bananas? If you like bananas, drop a banana emoji in the comments out there. And if you like a banana bread, just say, yes, that's me. I love banana bread. I love banana bread so much. Like, I can't even really tell you how much I love banana bread because I don't know why. I just love it. I mean, I guess leave it to the vegan to like something with fruit in it or vegetable or whatever. But February 23rd annually recognizes a well-known food holiday, National Banana Bread Day. Bakers know that to make sweet and delicious banana bread, they need to use fully ripe mashed bananas. So listen, if y'all are unhappy with the banana bread you've eaten, it's probably because those bananas are not ripe enough. Listen, I am a banana bread connoisseur over here. All right. The bananas have got to be like uber ripe. The resulting quick bread is moist and almost cake-like. And while some recipes call for yeast, most don't. And if you don't like it, it's because you're using yeast. You're not supposed to use yeast. I'm very particular about this kind of thing. Either way, the finished product makes a tasty sliced snack. Toast it and add butter for even more satisfying treat. You know what's good? Take the banana bread after you're done baking it and you slice it. And you put a little butter on there, little vegan butter. I'm just going to play the assumption card. Put a little vegan butter on there and put it in a cast iron skillet or a nice quality skillet. The butter side down. Oh, Lord. Y'all are going to be coming back here like, Jessica, I ate too much banana bread. So good. So good. Okay. So in the 1930s, baking soda and baking powder made banana bread and other quick bread standard features in American cookbooks. Pillsbury included banana bread recipes in its 1933 Balanced Recipes cookbook too. The release of Chiquita Banana's recipe book in 1950 further secured the banana bread's acceptance. Surprisingly, bananas made their first appearance in the United States in 1870. Wow. That's not that long ago, you guys. I guess we just assume that people have always had bananas, right? Anne Marie loves bananas. Look at all the bananas there with nuts. Do you like it with nuts or not with nuts? So Anne Marie likes her banana bread with nuts. I'll take it either way. I am no discriminating here. For a long time, Americans saw the tropical fruit as merely that, a fruit, not an ingredient. It would take a few decades before they started seeing the banana's potential. One early recipe came from the Vienna Model Bakery. It advertised banana bread as something new in the April 21st, 1893 edition of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, a new restaurant bakery chain owned by Gaff Fleischmann and Company. The Vienna Model Bakery was known for its baked goods and was likely one of the first to produce banana breads in the United States. The recipe was made with banana flour, made by drying strips of the fruit and then grinding it into a powder. Wow. We come a long way making banana bread because I assure you there is no slicing and drying and powdering going on when I make banana bread. This process had long been used in the West Indies. In Hawaii during World War I, a surplus of bananas resulted from very few ships available to export the fruit. To prevent waste, alternative uses for bananas were developed. For example, bakeries started incorporating the fruit into their bread. This recipe was printed in the Maui News on April 12, 1918 for banana bread. We have to try this because I don't know, you guys. 2/3 of a banana. I'm assuming a cup of banana. 1/3 flour. Or maybe not. Maybe it just means 2/3 to 1/3. I don't know. Banana, flour, yeast, coconut milk, or water. There was also rationing of staple food items such as flour. Banana flour was a suggested substitute. It was touted as a health food and recommended for a vegetarian diet. This, of course, is not the quick bread we know today. A recipe submitted by Mrs. Dean in the February 18th, 1918 issue of the Garden Island paper for a banana muffin might more closely resemble the quick bread we think of today. It had this does not resemble the bread that I make, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. Cup of cornmeal, 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 sifted banana. I assure you that if I tried to put a banana in my sifter, it would not turn out well. 3/4 cup of rye flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3/4 cup of milk, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of Crisco. Wow. Mix the dry ingredients, add banana, milk, egg, and Crisco. Quick bread and muffin. The difference between a quick bread and a muffin in baking has a lot to do with the type of fat and how it's mixed, creating a different crumb or texture to the bread. In 1927, Unifruit, a wholesale produce company, offered a free cookbook called From the Tropics to Your Table. This book offered recipes full of bananas as ingredients, including banana bread, muffins, and breads. This little cookbook would have been handy during the Great Depression, which was just around the corner. At the time, families utilized every scrap of food, including overripe bananas. They cooked overripe bananas and other fruits and vegetables into bread, stews, and other dishes when flavor and texture was not as appealing raw. So, how to observe National Banana Bread Day? Bake your favorite version of banana bread to celebrate. With so many varieties to try, banana nut, chocolate banana, and more, you can make even more than one. I may do that. Invite someone to join you or give a loaf or two away. Try a new recipe. Visit your local bakery and pick up some banana bread, and don't forget to give them a shout out, and use hashtag National Banana Bread Day to post it on social media. National Day calendar continues researching the origins of this quick bread celebration. We suspect it was founded by someone who thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread. How's that? Okay, so let me go back. That's the only, she said, Anne-Marie says that's the only way to eat it, with nuts. That's it, period. End of story. She's putting her foot down. Angelique says banana bread is amazing with walnuts or without. I agree. There is no, I will eat it whatever way. I will eat it in a box. I will eat it with a box. I will eat it here or there. I will eat it anywhere. Jason's just wants dessert, clearly. He's talking about peach cobbler, pear cobbler, pie. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. Anyway, that's what we were listening to in the kitchen last night while I was making my food. We need to get someone else's opinion on whether or not the nuts need to go in the banana bread or not. Here to give his unbiased expert opinion, it's Donnell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. Are we putting nuts in the banana bread or not?
I am a pecan fan. Walnuts. So we're gonna go with nuts.
You're gonna go with nuts. Okay. I thought this was going a completely different direction.
I'm going nuts. But this morning, I was actually awake. I wasn't in bed.
Miracle.
I know, right? And I was dropping off the daughter at the bus stop. And what piqued my interest was that you were cooking, and she's talking about food early in the morning. And I'm like, she had an Italian, this and that. And I was like, you know what? I haven't gotten my damn sticky buns yet, so I'm still waiting.
You better talk to your crush over there, because she's always talking about being in the kitchen. So you better tell her, where's my sticky buns?
Well, see, you know what? We're going to go get some sticky buns.
Are you? Are you going to cheat?
We're going to go get some. We are, babe. We're going to get some sticky buns today.
So you heard it here first. You need to have that. You live your best life. That's what I say.
Yeah. We're going to get us some sticky buns.
That's it. That's
awesome. I was even hold on, wait. I put it in the chat. I want sticky buns.
I want sticky buns. Okay. I hear you. It's done.
That's what I want.
That's it. I know. We've talked about it. Listen, we went from Sticky Bun Day to Sweet Potato Day, National Margarita Day, Banana Bread Day. What the hell's up with all the food this week? Oh, tomorrow's tomorrow's not right. And Friday too. I just can't with you people. Can't we think of another national day other than food?
Hey, you like to eat.
We do like to eat as humans. I will tell you what. That's all we care about is food.
Exactly.
Somebody dies, we bring a meal.
Yeah.
Somebody's born, we bring a meal. Somebody gets married, we got to eat then too.
Yep. Everything's a meal.
Everything is a meal. Every day, and every celebration has to include food, or it is not a celebration.
Exactly. You know what? I was on Project Joy today. I'm gonna go eat.
Yeah. That's it. Because every reason's a reason. That's what I did last night. I was like, this episode went really well. I'm going to go make some food. Anne Marie's like, now I'm hungry. Listen, we're causing problems out here. We're going to have to put a disclaimer. Oh, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to put it right here. Disclaimer.
Not responsible.
Bring a snack. That's it. There it is. That's it right now. Now it's official.
That's it.
Done.
So we're not responsible.
We're not responsible for what happens. The drooling and everything else that goes on because you didn't bring a snack.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Not responsible for any
so
of that.
they kicked you off of your own show again tonight, I hear.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna talk about it a little bit before I get on, because I'm gonna have to talk to the takeover queens, Queen B and Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
Give a piece of my mind tonight. Yeah, I'll do that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I love you, babe. I do. Yeah.
Okay, I think this is what we're gonna do right now. Go ahead.
I love you. You let the takeover queens, kick me off, but I'm okay.
Donnell Jackson, everybody.
I'm good.
That was wonderful. You may be up for a daytime Emmy.
I might be.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be looking for that, along with the sticky bun on the side. As I take my award, I'm gonna be eating a sticky bun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. We need to have the Breakthrough Awards, I feel like, at the end of every year. That's actually something I really wanted to do. And go back and look at the most viewed episodes, or we can do little superlative type awards and stuff too. That it will be fun. The most the award for the person that took over somebody else's show the most. I don't know. That's a toss up between Queen Bee and Brittany.
That's a toss up, because oh man, that'll be a good one.
It's a hard one. This year, a tie, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a tie.
Our panel of esteemed judges could not decide.
No, could not decide. Because I think if the tables would have turned either way, then we might have a separation of the takeover queens, and we can't have that.
That's it.
That they come in a pair.
I went back. I was doing some housekeeping on the Breakthrough Show page yesterday, and I went back and I watched the beginning of the last episode from last year on December 8th, when Brittany and Queen Bee started the show. And
I did that the other day too.
I watched the beginning of it, because usually when I come on, because when I know you guys are live, I have to take a few minutes and I have to make sure we're shared out to our, text messaging and all of that stuff. So I miss usually the first couple minutes, and then I come in, fashionably late like I do. And so I didn't see that part, and I was dying last night. It was so funny.
Yeah, they and the look everybody talks about, the look the wife gave them, like a mother, with the glasses and how she looked. Classic.
I'm gonna tell you what, Angelique's look scared me. I was like, I literally, y'all came on the screen and I was like, I'm sorry, I'll go. And I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll go now. God almighty, Angelique, you could take down a small country with that look. People would just leave. You don't even have to fight. You just be like, go.
Okay, just go.
Get out. And they'd be like, goodbye. I'm so sorry for anything I've ever done in the history of my life. Anne Marie is eating a cream cheese. Now look, Anne Marie, why are you adding to this problem? Now I got to put the disclaimer back up. God bless it.
Yeah, bring a snack.
That's gonna be a I'm gonna put that up now at the start of every single time I talk about these food days.
Okay.
And what listen, Jason, I'm gonna need you to focus today. I'm gonna need you to focus because now homework causes brain damage. What?
Wow.
You need to get a snack, Jason, is what you need to
Yeah.
do. That's
Yeah.
when it causes brain damage is when you're not when you're hungry. You can't do your homework hangry.
You can't. You
Can't do
can't.
it. Can't do it at all. So they're talking about vulnerability and commitment tonight from the ladies. So okay, so why is the gentleman's opinion not being included in this? I am curious. Are you scared of vulnerability and commitment, Donnell? We just don't want to talk about it.
First off, well, you know what?
Oh shit! He's like, first off, I'm out. Goodbye.
What we're not gonna do today. No. No. The thing is, the concept actually came, from the ladies, and they started talking about it. And as they were talking about it, I'm like, man, they have a lot to say, because there are a lot of men who are afraid of being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? Who are afraid of commitment. So from a woman's perspective, I say, you know what? You guys should talk about it. You guys should talk about it. And it's just now, it's funny that there are no guys who actually want to talk about it, because I haven't found any guys who will be willing to come on the show and say, hey, the women have talked. Now, guys, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So when it seems like when I've gone into lives and they're talking about relationships and things like that, I've seen a lot of guys who were in the chat. They were talking about women in relationships and this and that or whatever. But when I come up and I started speaking on it, and the women are like, yes, that's correct, the guys left.
Oh.
They left the live. The live was nothing but women, and the guys left. And that is really strange to me. So that's why I'm always going into live. It's like, guys, what are you afraid of? When it comes to what are you afraid of? And then on top of that, there are some, I always emphasize some guys. There are always some guys who are afraid of speaking up or afraid of truth when it comes to being in a relationship or being vulnerable or committing. There are some guys who are afraid of it. And then a lot of those guys who are afraid of it, hence the lives that I've been in, not all of them, some of them, they actually left alive, and only but women are in there. And it's sad. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are some people, it's just something ingrained, because even the guys that I know that are more sensitive when it comes to talking about them, like with a group or on a show, it might be a little bit of a different story. So this is what I'm going to take this as a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to find some guys for you who might be really willing to talk about, and just be completely open and vulnerable, literally vulnerable, talking about vulnerability and commitment and sensitivity and all that. And we're going to get a good lineup, because I think it's something that if it's one of those things where I feel like if people come out and do it, then more people might be like, oh, it's safe for me to do that too.
Yeah, because, I guess coming up, men are conditioned to be tough. Crying is weak and things like that. No, I mean, where does it say, or tell me at what point in time you lose your credibility if you're vulnerable to the one that you love? You lose credibility if you cry in front of the one you love, or if you just cry outright. I mean, why, you're shedding a tear at a funeral because someone is gone, but you can't shed a tear of joy. You can't shed a tear of something has, broken me, help me get past this moment. You can't do that. But then at a funeral, you're bawling out because it's okay. Why are you crying when someone is gone? You know what I'm saying? It's just, if you're happy, you know what I'm saying, and it's something, causes you to shed a tear, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like a release. It's like a release. And I'm not saying that you go, as soon as you eat a sandwich or a sticky bun, you just shed a tear. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's just being able to just show that side. And a lot of women find that find that how do you say it, sexy or awesome to see a guy just be vulnerable. I don't have a problem with that. If I have a bad day, and it's got me to a point of just like, I would go and I would sit next to him and have her to hold me because I need that positive energy. And if I break down, I break down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in, Anne Marie said, society has conditioned men not to talk about how they feel. Men always say they are fine. They are not fine. That's what even my son yesterday, my son was sitting down and looked all sad and everything. And I was like, what is wrong? And he's like, nothing. And I said, we are not doing that here. We are not doing that here. If you need to take a minute and then come let me know what's going on, fine. But we are not doing that here, and I'm always trying to encourage, especially the boys, to speak up, and because we are not, listen, women are magical beings, but we are not mind readers. Okay. We don't know exactly what's going on, and we need y'all to communicate with us. And I listen, Anne Marie's talking about you're not the same when you're hungry. Maybe we should feed them and then they will talk.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Angelique said he tries weekly to recruit men for the show and topics. It's more challenging. And what I would say with that is a lot of times we naturally have people are grouped together based on what type of person they are. And so if we're searching in a pond for, a red duck and all that's there are yellow ducks, we're not going to find a red duck in that pond. We've got to go look elsewhere. And so that's why I said sometimes it can be helpful to have all the people that are listening into the show, myself, and we can talk to the other hosts as well on Friday during our host meeting, but like we can all put our heads together and help each other. That's like the whole point of, the network as well, because sometimes we got to look in another pond. And it's the same thing. Like I've had to get so many people on board. The amount of people that are helping me get guests for the Breakthrough Show this year, because we're doing 40 different countries, is now more than than the amount of people on the show. Like so many people have come forward to help, and that's what it's about, is because they're there. We know that these men exist that are comfortable with their sensitivity and all of that and comfortable enough to share. We just got to start looking in other ponds. Angelique said, women feel honored to see a man's vulnerabilities. And I would say yes, for the most part. But I'm curious, what I would love to see, and I don't know if you guys, I can't remember if you guys talked about this last week, Angelique, but I would love to hear tonight if there's anybody out that if you guys feel like there's a line when it comes to a man's sensitivity. And the reason I asked this is a couple seasons ago on Married at First Sight. So the girl, they're not supposed to know who their partner is beforehand, right? Well, somebody spilled it. So the girl found out the day before the wedding who her husband was going to be, and went and creeped him on social media. And when she went to his social media page, she saw a whole bunch of posts that were like very emotional and sensitive and all of this stuff. And she immediately closed off, and she was like, I don't like a man like this. Like, I don't like somebody that's overly sensitive or overly sharing. So I'm wondering, Angelique, I would love to know this from the panel tonight, if there's a line that you ladies feel like with the men. And because I almost feel like if we as women are setting that precedent of going, we only want you guys to go so far into the sensitivity, the vulnerability, and all that, then of course the men are going to pull back and go, well, I don't know how far I can go, so why would I? You know what I mean? So, right. I would love to have the women. I mean, I know men set examples for men. We talk about the example of the father all the time in the family, but I would love to see what kind of precedent are we setting like really examine that. What are we setting for the men? We want y'all to show up and be the man on the white horse and, and be the provider and all of this stuff. But what are we setting as the precedent? Like, is there a line there? And are we somehow even subconsciously communicating that? I'm curious now.
Yeah, because me being tall, I'm 6'3" and I'm a big guy. People see me as intimidating, things like I'm a very nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to be tough or stern, I will be. But if I, just like I've stated, if I've had I've had a bad, if I had a bad day at work, and there was one instance where I did have my day was horrible. I came in and didn't say nothing to anyone at all. I just went upstairs. I just jumped in the shower, and my wife saw me. And she was like, "This is different," but she didn't say
I'm
anything.
sorry.
She didn't say anything to me. She just looked, but she knew that something was up. I took a shower. After I took the shower, and she can tell you, I took my shower. I got out of the shower. I went to her and I just said, "Hold me," because I it's like, next to just wanting to just do that was that her holding me and me just breaking down I felt like it kept me from hurting somebody. Because when I feel like when men get angry, they want to use this to solve the problem. And it's not always the case, because nowadays when you use that, then somebody pulls out a weapon, then they, what I'm saying? Then it just starts, you know what I mean? So to keep from that point, I go to the one place where I can release, and it's over with. You know what I mean? It's almost like she absorbed all the negative and replaced it with positive. Yeah. That's how that was for me.
Yeah. I love that. And so we can't do things like fighting and, lighting things on fire, dropping them in volcanoes, things like that. It's
it's too much.
Too much. We've crossed the line.
Gotta go.
So, but I think it's also like, we don't have to act on something either, but I think it's an incredible act of vulnerability for a man to admit that he's fixing to drop something in a volcano. Like right? Like, we want to just admitting those things. Anyway, I'm super excited to hear the panel tonight. And it'll be another great episode, and we will work on for the people. We're doing it for the people. We will work on a men's panel on this as well.
Exactly. We definitely have.
Okay, so I know, of course, so we've been doing our Black History segments, Donnell, and we are going to talk about Harriet Tubman today. But I had a question to you. Have you seen the movie that came out a couple years ago, Harriet?
I have not.
You have not seen that either? And did you do your homework from the other day?
I had to work.
That's it. Goodbye.
Babe, hold me. I'm in trouble. Help.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do today, because I thought it was super powerful. Where is it now? It is gone. I had it on my screen, but it is gone, and now I need to go find it. This is wonderful today, you guys. I just can't. All right, so I have a little bit that I'm going to read about. There's 10 incredible facts about Harriet Tubman, because a lot of times we hear about her as just part of being an Underground Railroad conductor, but there was so much more to her life and story, and I felt like the movie did a good job. Angelique, did you see that? And when Donnell's just in trouble, let me know. Let me know if you saw it. But I thought it would be good to read about this while I show this little clip from the movie. I'm not going to have the sound on because I'm not trying to get in trouble today. Not today. But I'm going to have this clip on while while I read this little 2-minute clip here from the movie, because this scene shows how she helps to take a lot of the slaves out of slavery and helps them to escape. So I'm going to read this little bit about Harriet Tubman. So it says, perhaps one of the best known personalities of the Civil War, Harriet Tubman was born into slavery as Araminta Ross, and on the eastern shore of Maryland sometime in 1820 or 1821. As a child, Tubman was hired out to various masters who proved to be particularly cruel and abusive to her. As a result of a head injury caused by one of these men, she suffered from seizures and quote unquote visions for the rest of her life, which she believed were sent from God. In 1840, Tubman's father was freed as a result of a stipulation in his master's will, but continued to work for his former owner's family. Although Tubman, her mother, and her siblings were also supposed to be freed, the law was ignored and they remained enslaved. Tubman married a free black man in 1844 and changed her first name from Araminta to Harriet. In 1849, Tubman became seriously ill with complications from her head injury, and her owner decided to sell her, but could not find a buyer. After her owner's sudden death, the family began selling off all the slaves. Not wanting her family to be separated, Tubman was determined to escape. At first attempt, in which Tubman was accompanied by her brothers, was aborted when they had second thoughts. Tubman decided to try again on her own, and she escaped via the Underground Railroad into Pennsylvania. Tubman settled in Philadelphia and was able to support herself doing odd jobs, but in 1850, word came that her niece and her 2 children were to be sold. Tubman was determined to help and went back to Maryland. With the assistance of her brother-in-law, Tubman was able to bring her niece and 2 children back to safety in Philadelphia. This was the first of many trips that Tubman would make to lead family members and others to freedom. On one expedition, Tubman contacted her husband in the hopes that he would allow her, or he would follow her to Pennsylvania, but he had remarried and preferred to remain in Maryland. Over the course of 11 years, Tubman rescued over 70 slaves from Maryland and assisted 50 or 60 others in making their way to Canada. So I love that. And I love this clip. It shows, her taking people out of slavery, and then they would go and tell their stories, which I loved that part of it as well. I had never known, like, obviously I learned about the Underground Railroad and whatnot in school, but I don't remember them talking about how they had recounted their experience in slavery, to a person. I didn't realize that was something that happened. So that was new for me that I learned later on.
Yeah, I want to look at that because I actually got caught up while you were reading. I'm definitely going to check that out.
Yeah, I thought it was, it's challenging, especially when we're dealing with such a sensitive topic. I think it's challenging to make a movie of that and feel like it's done justice. You know what I mean? Like it's done enough, but I felt like it was done really well. And I'm kind of a proponent of, just put the movie out and at least it might not be, because obviously those of us that are alive now, we're not there. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know, like we weren't there to experience it ourselves. So I feel like this is, it at least opens our eyes maybe to a new concept, to something we hadn't seen before or whatever. So yeah, that came out in 2019. And I don't know, it's played by Cynthia Erivo plays Harriet in that as well. And definitely a different vibe, more realistic than the Underground Railroad series that I was talking about that is on Netflix right now.
Oh, okay. So
not Netflix, Amazon.
So that one, that the clip that you had off YouTube was better than the actual.
It's more realistic. The Underground Railroad series that's on Amazon right now is historical fiction. So it's based on history, but it is a fictional story. It's not based on a real person. Harriet is actually based on the life of Harriet Tubman, and I haven't gone back to fact check it or make sure that, but I did think that it was more obviously true to the Underground Railroad experience, whereas the series like I told you, it's like an actual, they have it portrayed as an actual railroad because it's a fantasy series. But anyway, I thought it was well done, but I'd be curious for you and Angelique to give your thoughts on it as well.
I definitely will check it out because that looks really good.
Yeah, I think it tells, good about her story, and also, all those people telling their stories as well. Like I said, that was a new fact for me. I didn't know that they had all told their stories when they came through the Underground Railroad, that they told their stories. And so that was new for me when I watched that. So learned something new from a movie. And we talk about that all the time on here, that you can, if you just open up your eyes, people.
Most definitely. When it comes to like historical stuff and things like that, my wife has really been good with, knowing facts like that or watching certain things. I didn't really get into documentaries and, because when I was in school, I didn't like history. Yeah. I didn't. I was like one of those classes where I just got by, but, with being with, the wife, and she watches some of those, and sometimes she'll have it on. I could be doing something and something catches my eye, and all of a sudden I put my phone out. Now I'm engrossed in it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, but it's cool though. So she's got me into watching, certain documentaries and some history, things and stuff like that. So yeah. That's awesome. Anne Marie said she loves reading historical people's stories. And see, I was never super into history or anything like that in school. It was not my favorite class. I was bored to tears. And I always felt like something was sort of missing in there, because you do really get a whatever the school wants you to know about history version of history, right? Yeah. And so I always kind of felt that way. I felt like something was a little bit off. And the only thing that really made it real for me was in middle school. We had two events, which were the only times that really had me interested in history. And then one time in high school. So in middle school, we did the reenactment of Ellis Island. Mm-hmm. And that was super, like, that's when I became really passionate about genealogy and things like that, and about history, because my family came from Sicily. And when they were brought here, nobody cared at Ellis Island either. They were considered brown skin as well. They were darker than the people that were here. And so when they would go to say their names or whatever, they just didn't care, and they would write whatever on the paper. So many of the Italian names were changed over time. And then a lot of them were put in quarantine for no reason. Like, they weren't sick, they weren't nothing, but because they looked different, they were put in quarantine. And so that whole experience was really cool. And then we reenacted the Battle of Fort Griswold, because my school was right near Fort Griswold in Groton, Connecticut. So we did that. And then, so it's really taken any experience I had where I enjoyed history. It was because, like, we had to, like, be put in that, like, you give me a book, forget it, I'm out. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. That's it. And so we have to do birthdays today, Donnell. Okay. You have your water? We have a short list today. So I have my water, but I think we're going to be all right. You want to be good? Okay. Yes. Actress Dakota Fanning's birthday today. Actress Emily Blunt. Josh Gad's birthday is today, that played the voice of Olaf in Frozen. Oh. Happy birthday to him. In summer. I love that song. And then also the fabulous Niecy Nash is birthday today. I love Niecy Nash. Do you like Niecy Nash? She's very funny. Niecy Nash. Yes. Do you need me to show it? Oh, I was gonna. At first, I thought she said Stacey Dash, and I'm like, Stacey Dash. What? No. Wait, isn't Stacey Dash the one from Clueless? It is. Look at me. My name's today. Yeah. So you're on it. I'm on it today. Someone didn't sleep last night, but someone is on it. On it.
So Niecy Nash's birthday today, and I didn't know. I say recently, but y'all, when I say recently, I'm talking about Alabama recently. This could be any time in the last couple of years.
So different recently, depending on where you live. Recently
That's it. She came out, like, she's been married several times, and now she's married to a woman.
Yes, she came out.
I saw a whole thing about it. Recently.
Not too long ago.
Could have been yesterday. Could have been 3-5 years ago.
But it happened recently.
Recently, yeah.
It did.
Anyway, happy birthday, Miss Niecy. And friend, call me later. Okay. So over on my Facebook page, Susan Bourbeau's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Susan. And the beautiful and fabulous Jade Redder's birthday is today. You guys, Jade is amazing, and I need to get her on something. She is an incredible, very spiritual presence, and Jade is incredible. So I'm so happy she's celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to Susan and Jade over on Facebook. And I have to, I didn't get my thing ready here. Goodness.
Gotta get it together.
I gotta get it together.
Yeah.
I am not prepared. Okay, here we go.
You were asleep.
I showed up at my desk asleep. Sleepwalked. I don't know. I did something all the way in here.
Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dakota Fanning, Emily Blunt, Josh Gad, Niecy Nash, Susan Bourbeau, and Jade Redder. Happy birthday to you. Yes. Lovely. Hope you guys have a great day. Niecy gonna call me later, and we're gonna hang out.
Yeah, she's supposed to be on Saturday coffee call too, I think.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
She told me.
Anne-Marie said history in school was so boring. I know, I agree. Until we did did you like history in school, Donnell?
No.
No, see?
I did not.
History teachers of the world, wake up. Okay. That's all.
Did you like history?
Who that?
Derek, did you like history in school?
Not particularly, but I learned how easy it was when I realized how repetitive it was. For example, U.S. history I took in 8th grade and 11th.
No.
So it was literally the exact same class.
No. You're supposed to say, no. I hated it.
Yeah, I didn't really particularly care.
Oh, he didn't like it. There he is. He didn't like it.
Listen, he has a very educated opinion. Okay.
He did. I just want to know. I hated it.
Look, Brett Weiss is here this morning. He said you just needed a good history teacher. That's right. And I had a really good one finally when I was in high school. I needed an extra history class before I could graduate. And I took maritime history because that's where a lot of my family's history comes from, with the military, was in the Navy and stuff like that. And so my history teacher let us go to Boston, and we went to Boston and did a scavenger hunt on a battleship.
Wow.
That was super fun.
On a battleship.
Listen, he's still trying to say his piece over there.
No, he was asking me something else. She saw me do this. She was like, "He's trying to say his piece." I'm like, "No, history was boring. No."
Oh God!
I've said it.
So listen, I don't even know what's happened here at the end of it. So I invite you guys to join us in our Discord community. I'm putting the link down below for you. It's bit.ly/Discord breakthrough. I'm actually heading over there in just a moment here because I have a Q&A set up for anybody that wants to know how to navigate our Discord community or navigate Discord period. I know a lot of people are like, how do I fix notifications? How do I find out different things? And the great thing about that community is that we are growing. calling. You can connect with fans, past guests, hosts over there, and it's a great
Saturday morning
place for
coffee
us
is
all.
awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome.
When you support our network and at any level, you can join us on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Central for Saturday morning coffee time.
Yep.
It's coffee time. Thanks for joining me today, Donnell. It was a pleasure as always.
Not a problem. Give me some rest before I get kicked off the show. Yeah. Resting before the show, I'm not going to be on.
For what? You're not even like on the show
today.
I
have a bone to pick with the Takeover Queens. Them. Yes.
I love it. Well, I'm glad you got to come on here today and have your piece said.
Exactly.
And your son to have his
I'm
piece
on somebody's show.
Yeah.
On somebody's show. I want it.
You better take that up with your crush. I'm just trying to say. All right.
I love my crush.
I love my crush. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead. Say it.
I love you, babe. You're my crush.
All right. Thank you for joining me, sir. Thank you guys for watching or listening wherever you are in the world today. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. You've been tuned in to Project Joy Live with Jessica Dugas, your weekday morning talk show, inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes only on the Breakthrough Show Network. Binge all past episodes of Project Joy at projectjoypodcast.com. Until next time, help us spread the joy by sharing this episode, and we'll see you soon.
Hello to the Breakthrough Show!